Hi, hello, welcome back to Bioenergetics. My name is Devaraj, and following up from a video I made a couple of weeks ago about Osho dynamic meditation, I also wanted to introduce another Osho meditation, one that's not quite so well known as dynamic, but which I do quite a bit, and I find it very useful. It's called Osho Chakra Breathing, not to be confused with Osho Chakra Sounds, and what I like about it, actually, in fact, I do it, not really doing it differently from the original way it was taught, but the emphasis internal is a little bit different, because the core of bioenergetics for me personally as a teacher is to bring awareness right back into the body. You know, the reality for most people on our planet is that since early childhood, their awareness has evacuated the body, kind of gone up into the mind, so the world is all about thinking, and then kind of locked the throat shut, you know, and it's difficult for the awareness to come back down. And in bioenergetics, we're opening up the body, we're opening up the muscle system of the body, and allowing the holding patterns to release, to shake out, to be breathed out, to be felt out. You know, this is the core of bioenergetics. And as that happens, and particularly if you unlock the throat, get the belly going, get the heart moving, unlock the lower back and get some of the holding out of there, progressively awareness comes back into the body and you feel just more okay. However you are, you feel okay. It's like you're tuned into your natural self, and there's not such a pressure from the mind to do or be someone else. And with this chakra breathing practice, it doesn't really matter whether you believe in chakras or not. You might be utterly into spiritual stuff or utterly like no fucking way with spiritual stuff. It doesn't really matter, because as I teach chakra breathing, the core is actually feeling into different areas of the body. And assuming you're happy to believe that you have a body, then you can do it and get a lot from it, in my opinion. I'm actually going to just show you the standard Osho chakra breathing today, but I'm going to show you a variation called chakra release or body center release in another video, maybe next week, which is a slightly more kind of extreme version of it. But this is a good version too. And it's great if you want to do something that, you know, you don't need to make a lot of noise. You know, maybe you're in an environment where you can't make a lot of noise, but you want something that can get deep inside. And this can be a very powerful meditation, particularly when you've begun to open your body, when you've started to get awareness back in there, you know. Okay, so essentially all you do, and the music goes along with it. I'll leave a link to iTunes for the Osho Chakra Breathing meditation. It's a 4-stage meditation. It lasts 1 hour in total. And basically you go up for 2 minutes, breathing into each chakra, each of 7 chakras, and then about a minute to come back down again. That takes 15 minutes, and you go around that 3 times, and then you simply sit at the end. I'm saying simply sit, but actually I'll demonstrate it a little bit, and I'll do it sitting. I'm sitting at the minute, but you can also do it standing, and at the end, for the 15 minutes of silence, you also can do it sitting or lying down, you know, so you can choose between those. But I'm going to demo it sitting, and I think because all I'm really going to do is in case you don't know the positions of the chakras, basically you start as you put the music on, and you got some sound and a bit of breathing sound, and every 2 minutes there's like a little ding. You hear the pitch of the music subtly rise a little bit to give you a warning that we're shifting up one, and then there's a little ding. So let's get to the chakras. So basically these are envisioned as, you know, psychosomatic centers within the body, energy vortexes, this kind of thing, but it doesn't really matter. Whatever, you know, if you're even just into basic psychology, you can see that there's a kind of sense of feeling in the gut, you know, certain taking a position, rootedness, you know, the solar plexus, personal power, the heart, you know, feeling emotions, the throat, the capacity to express yourself, the center of the head, intuition, the crown, whatever. Anyway, that's just to give you an example that even if you're not into spiritual stuff, you know, there's definitely a sense that areas of the body relate to different areas of our personality. So you put the meditation on and you start breathing into the base, which really means, you know, the area around your perineum, which is essentially a point between your asshole and your genitals. And you just, how I teach it, you really try and feel in there. You can do it eyes open or closed, but closed may be easiest just to non-distract yourself. So you've got the music on and you just start to breathe into the base. Maybe it looks or sounds a little bit like this, kind of like ah, 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 ah. You're just breathing, making a bit of sound if you want. But what I'm really doing, that you can't see obviously, is feeling into the perineum, feeling into the base. That continues along for 2 minutes. And then you'll hear the tone in the background escalate, go up in pitch rather. And then there's a ding and you start to feel into the belly. That means, you know, really in the center of your body, going in from the belly button, from here. 2 minutes of that, like ha, 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 ha. You know, I can feel it. It's quite intense for me. You know, I can feel into my belly. And it's intense. You know, I've been working during the day and stuff. And it's intense. 2 minutes of that. And then you come up to the solar plexus right here. Just underneath the rib cage in the middle. And again, feeling into the center of your body cavity. At this point here, the solar plexus. You go in 2 minutes there. Ha, 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 ha. The core is to really imagine there and to feel into that area. That's the core of the practice. And then up to the center of the chest about here, the heart center, 2 minutes there. 2 minutes right into the middle of your throat. 2 minutes. Some people do the third eye between the eyebrows, but I generally teach people, try and feel right into the middle of your head. Right into the middle of your head. And then finally, the seventh one, crown or top of the head. You just feel in there. So you're following along with the track, and that's what you do. It takes basically 7 centers, 14 minutes, and then there's 3 dings. Ding, ding, ding. And you gently just breathe and feel your whole body, allowing it to come down. And then that process goes round again, and then it goes round again, and then you have 15 minutes of downtime. If you don't have time to do the whole hour of it, you can do 1 circuit or 2 circuits, and then make sure you give yourself a little bit of sitting time at the end, just to sit and feel your body. You know, it's okay. Maybe if you're a real Osho purist, you would put your hands up, oh my God, you can't do that. But for me, it's okay. The main thing is not to give up halfway. It's very important to decide in advance how long you're going to do and stick to it. And if you're the kind of person that struggles to stick to things, this is important. Write down the excuses you give to not do it, so that you get to know the defensive layer. This is a lot of what I'm teaching, and very important for you if you are working on your own. You have to start to understand your own defensive layer when you get out of things and the excuses you use to get out. So you make a commitment, how long I'm going to do it for, 20 minutes, whatever. I'm going to do 1 circuit. I've only got time to do 1 circuit, say, and then I'm going to do 5 minutes sitting. You do that. You do that. And if you have an excuse to get out before the end of it, you write that excuse down. Make sure you do that, so that you start to come to recognize your own defensive layer, because the point at which we get out is invariably the point the defensive layer is triggered because something useful is opening and rising, and the defensive layer is coming in to say, I don't want you to feel it. You know, it's like it's a childhood defensive layer, and it's a problem that human beings have. This defensive layer may be triggered in childhood and still be running when you're 50 years old. You know, so after a while, you know, you get so used to your mind's excuses, you get to recognize when the excuse is being triggered and you're getting the urge to stop the practice, and you say, something must be going on underneath the defensive layer. I'm actually going to continue and breathe and feel to the max, and then you start to change. Okay, so that's Osho Chakra Breathing. Like I said, I will introduce a more extreme version of it, or more, you know, not necessarily better in any way, but a slightly more extreme and noisier version of it next week. I call it Chakra Release. But this is basic Osho Chakra Breathing. It's originally created as a kind of tantric meditation, but I think it's a very useful adjunct to bioenergetics, and that's also tantric in its own way. It's really about feeling your body more. Okay, so good luck with this practice. Feel free to leave me a comment if there's something you don't understand, or to share any insights or experience you have. I also have a Facebook page for people who want a bit of support to connect with each other, and I try and check in with it every now and again. And get in touch if you want to do a session with me on Skype, or, you know, if you're around the UK and you want to come to a workshop. Okay, thank you for tuning in, and good luck with your Osho Chakra Breathing. I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.